I really hope they win the competition.
Yeah, I think it's his year to win this competition.
Hold on. I have a phone call I'm going to take. One
Okay.
second.
We will be right back.
You know this person. Hi, Adrian. How are you? Good. I'm co-hosting the Pinecast this week because Popper is on vacation. Can I call you back in 5 minutes? I'm just wrapping up now. Okay. I'll call you back in a few minutes. Bye. Soundbite, right? I do work.
This week's episode is brought to you by Nona's Secret Stash of Sauce, the best sauce known to mankind and not available on shelves anywhere. Even when the freezer is full of sauce, there's still no sauce for you. You want some of Nona's sauce? Too bad. Only Nona decides who gets the sauce.
Pop is popping and locking. Magnum scrutinizing. Papa Max Podcast.
I wanted to ask you something else that I forgot to bring up last time, which is great because you wouldn't even heard it last time, or it wouldn't even came out if I asked you last time.
Okay. What was it?
It was about the Halloween contest. Do you want
we could talk about that.
That doesn't have to be long. I just think the whole story's funny from the interview that I saw you do with that German girl.
Oh yeah. Wait, what about it?
Well, you mentioned how you like Ryan Gosling, and I entered my Halloween Pine as Ryan Gosling in Driver. Pine and Gosling. I had some name or something, whatever. And I didn't even advance to the next round.
Wait, did it actually look like Ryan Gosling, or you just named it Gosling?
No, it was
It's a really important question.
Oh, okay. Halloween art contest. I am gonna send you my entry.
Okay. Email it to me via Yahoo.
Ryan Pinesland Driver.
That's a bit of a stretch. What does it look like? Hold on. Don't even give me shit for not remembering what your pumpkin pine work looked like.
I mean, take a look. I just sent it over.
I did vote for this, by the way. 100%.
Okay. All right. I thought it was spot on.
It's pretty good.
Part of a pine chest, which was difficult with some blood. But,
Oh, my God. I zoomed in. Oh, wow. What a guy. When I told you the story about how I forgot to vote, and then I violently woke up in the middle of the night and remembered on the deadline.
I don't know about that, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I had a deadline and then I forgot, or just went to the bottom of my inbox. I forget what was going on. I think I was on a trip. I don't know. Anyways, so I was like, okay, I don't have to do this till Friday or whatever day it was. I was like, I'll do that later. I think that it was some weird time zone where it was 8 a.m. Eastern time, right? So it was like, okay, I have to finish it the night before.
We call that 8 a.m. regular time here.
Oh, yeah. In New York and Florida?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
They are far away, but same time zone, believe it or not.
Okay. And I completely forgot. And so in the middle of the night at 2 a.m., just woke from the dead straight up and was like, oh my God, the contest. And I pulled out my computer, my eyes, I was blind, squinting. And I was like, shit, did I miss it? Shit. And so I guess I submitted it right on time because the creator wrote back and was like, oh, thank you. I think my votes counted and it was awesome. And then I was gonna make a joke, but I won't. Nobody's happy. Nobody was happy with the winners. And you can't please everybody. I stand by my votes after the criticism. I went back and checked, and I stand by my votes.
Okay. Well, you're saying you voted for my guy.
Yeah. Did it say 0 votes?
No, they didn't tell me. They just announced who moved forward to the main round. Where
I'm like
the
99.99. I'm like 49%.
Okay,
Sure.
so well then we'll leave this in, and then I'll just let everyone know what had happened was you do some interviews, and you did a YouTube podcast, I think.
Yeah, I
And
guess that's right. A video podcast.
yeah, you guys were going back and forth, and you mentioned
That was like my first podcast, I think.
oh yeah.
No, second. Okay, so go on.
So anyways, I try to I haven't caught up with all your podcasts. You've had almost as many appearances as we've had episodes, so it's tough. But I saw this YouTube one. I checked it out, and it's not like ours. I would think it was like a half an hour maybe. But in it, you talked for I don't know how it came up, but you talked about how you like Ryan Gosling, and then I was like, wait a second, she likes Ryan Gosling. How the hell did my pine not go forward in the contest? So,
Wow, it's been like what 200 days since that, and you've been waiting to ask me about it.
Since that, I probably saw it a couple months ago. To be fair, the interview. So I was a little slow. If anything, I'll take points from that. But so at this moment, it might be good to say that we have Andrea Berry hosting the show, not a guest, hosting the Andrea and Mag's Pinecast this
Truly
week.
humbled.
Do you ever notice how like on like different news broadcasts or whatever, and they'll have a sub in, but the name of the broadcast is named after the person, and that person's not in, and they don't change the name. It's still that person's name, even though they're not there. That's a little weird, I think.
Well,
know what
it's
I
your
mean?
show.
If
So
it's like
well, actually, no, it's my show today. I was going to say
it's all
you
your
can do whatever
show.
you want.
Like Popper is the co-host. I said you could be the host, and I'm just here for the ride. But in case anyone's wondering where's Popper, is Popper replaced? I hope he is. But Popper tells me, and this is exactly how it went down. Popper says, "Hey, I don't know if I could do the podcast this week. I'm going to Florida. I have a gymnastics competition." He's very limber for his age, in his height. And I was like, "Oh man, what am I going to do?" So then I said, "You know what? Friend of the Pinecast, Andrea Berry." I call her up. I say, "Andrea," I say, "I'm in trouble. Popper can't do the podcast. Would you be able to do it?" She says, "Magnum, when do you need me?" I said, "How about Wednesday?" She said, "Wednesday's no good." I said, "How about Thursday?" She said, "Thursday's worse than Wednesday." Then she said, "How about Friday?" And I said, "Okay." True story.
True story. I'm here.
Right?
It's Friday.
It is Friday.
It's Friday. And you did promise me that you would watch all the Black Mirror episodes. And
I did.
You did, right?
I did.
I still haven't watched the last one because it's like,
Oh.
I did this with Dexter when, everybody said the last episode of Dexter was the worst ending of all time. So for, I don't know, 5 years, I never watched the last episode until this new season came out. And I was like, oh, watch the end. It wasn't that bad. But I think it's because I knew I had the new season to watch. Anyways, I think the same thing is happening where I just like Black Mirror so much, and I was disappointed with this season that I was like, I don't know if I want to finish it.
You were disappointed with this season?
Yeah.
I'm very appointed by this season. I think this is
Whoa.
the Miley Cyrus season?
No. No. That is old.
No, that's what I'm saying. But you're saying you don't like this season.
This season, the Streamberry season.
You don't like it? I think it's fantastic.
The wolf.
Okay.
The wolf.
Hey, they can't all be home runs.
Okay, spoiler alert. The episode that is called Maisie Day. Am I right?
That sounds right.
And okay, I guess we have to give a synopsis because we can't assume everybody watches the.
And if you haven't seen it, then just stop listening for a second.
Yeah,
right?
Just stop listening. Yeah,
spoilers.
Earmuffs. And yeah. Well, it's supposed to be futuristic, but the beauty of the show and like the art element, I think they always nail is like it's this future world, but it doesn't seem that far away. Like it feels like wow, that could happen in a couple years, even though it might be in space or some crazy futuristic world of AI and simulations, but it still feels like, oh my God, this could happen in the next few years. And so I don't know, am I describing that right? But this episode, the girl becomes a wolf, a Wolverine, because like it was so stupid. It's like, that's not futuristic. This is an area of sci-fi that I did not sign up for. I didn't sign up for this sci-fi.
Okay, fair. It usually has it's basically every episode. It's almost like it's a little bit in the future usually, and there's some piece of technology that is different than something that we have currently. Because a lot of times it's very recent or it looks that way. But there's one thing about technology that's a little bit different, and that usually plays. And that, I guess, werewolves are not that scientific. It's been done to death.
Such like, okay, so it was a good show, but the story, when it doesn't, like, not all the action happens to the last few minutes, right?
Mhm.
And you're like, wait, that's when you figure out the wolf stuff. And
I get it. I just was more surprised the ending of that, where it seemed like you figured out that
I felt so
she
stupid.
became a wolf because she killed this person. They found a body, so nobody said there was a dead werewolf. And then all of a sudden, this actor, she's all erratic, and she leaves the set, and there's all this like behavior. So the paparazzo, or paparazzi, depending on what coast you're on, they're
Uh-huh.
there looking for the girl because there's a big cash money.
They
for,
think she's in rehab, so they're trying to get the
which
photo of her.
they're not wrong. But then, so turns out when they get the photo of her and she's chained up, it is what would
They
we
break
say?
into the rehab. They break into the rehab to get the photo. She's chained to the bed, and they're like, "Oh my God, she's being tortured." So they break her free. She's like, "No, no, don't do it, don't do it." And then she turns into a wolf, and oh, the chains broke off. So now the wolf goes to kill them. I just am not impressed. I was just
But
like,
the
I
person
mean, I was terrified. I was scared. I guess it got me, but I was just like, I feel like it was a little bait and switch there at the end. I did not sign up for werewolf and like vampire type sci-fi. That was not the sci-fi I signed up for.
Okay, fair. I just thought it was funny that, so we didn't know she obviously became wolf. It had something to do with that accident, but we didn't know that. I mean, it happened so fast, the wolf part. And then after she gets shot, she turns back into a human. So it makes sense when she killed the person before, they found a human. So she was dying and she was in human form, and she wanted the girl to kill her.
Okay, I think
And
we're gonna have to edit all of this out because this is so dumb
What?
and boring. I mean, I can just see all of the Twitter right now light me up as a host, being like,
All
"Oh,
right.
I didn't know we were listening to Black Mirror recap show."
This is episode 1. This is a brand
Of
new
the new
season.
podcast.
Well, I bring in we bring in a host who is in the biz, and we're talking about a episode that she didn't like, and
Yeah.
I mean, luckily we're not losing too many people because too many people aren't listening anyway. So
That's
You
true.
got-
Well, I mean, I have to give you some space to do the weekly count ups, right?
I mean, that's more of a popper thing. I can do that in post.
You're right. You're right. You
If we
should do
have
that in
to.
post.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I don't want to
We
be
could-
a part of any of the
What drama? I mean, it's been a few weeks, and there's been no drama to speak of that I've noticed in the Theta community.
absolutely quiet on the Western Front. That's for sure.
I mean, unless I miss something, I'm very attentive of the beat of what's going on. So
I'm
haven't
at
noticed much.
HQ and I'm just keep my head down working, at the spa. I mean, the office. Because everyone knows I don't actually work. What does she even do here? Was that what he said? Somebody said that one time. She doesn't even go here.
No, my favorite is the basketball tweet that you were tweeting. I don't know what she does.
Oh, yeah.
She just tweets about basketball and plants or something. I think it was like that.
I
I gotta
know, and
find
I think
that.
it was such a good one. And I remember it being at like It was like Saturday night. And it's like, okay, you're right. I will only talk from 8 to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday Pacific, and I will only speak of Web3 stuff.
And Theta.
That's follow Theta. That's what Theta does. Theta Network, Theta Drop, go follow them. Even Mitch only tweets pretty much about Web3, so I'm just not your follow. The unfollow button is really easy. All I need is tens of tens.
we got a good stock of them here, so you're in the right place. So tens of tens. We have tens of tens, and nothing's going on in the past few weeks. So
yeah, so it was a perfect time for me to host, to talk about whatever I please, since I am the host this week.
It's like Center Live, yeah. The guest host.
Oof. Yeah, I don't know if that's some big shoes to fill. But I did put together a few topics. So one is Black Mirror.
Beat that to death.
Yeah, but I do want to say something about the Black Mirror episodes that can go on the show.
Okay.
Okay, so was it the first one that's Joan is Awful?
Yep.
And it's like the Truman Show.
I've never seen the Truman Show, but
okay, so I
get the
Joan
premise.
Is Awful. Okay.
Yep.
So the cameras are watching, and the show is all about her life, right? And it's shown on a streaming service that has the same opening, like visuals and the sound that Netflix makes. And so it's like a play on Netflix, obviously, but it's called Streamberry. So they do the opening scene, and it's like you realize what's happening, and she like turns on the Streamberry is what it's called, right? She turns it on, and I look at it, my partner, and I was like, is Netflix trolling me right now? Like, and I like looked up, like, am I on the Truman Show? Like, what's happening? Because, at these conferences, I've been talking about Netflix, and I wouldn't say disparaging words about Netflix, but, I like to point to them as a compass of where the streaming world has gone, and we can blame them for a few things. But anyways, why did they call it Streamberry? Was that like a little nod? Should I be paranoid that Netflix is listening and tracking me and all my criticism?
I'm gonna say no, but also too, I don't know what episode. One of the episodes they referred to Netflix, so which is even more confusing. Yeah, I don't know if it was the last episode, but one of those episodes they referred to Netflix proper. So
okay, so maybe the writer's strike did start before all this ended, and it would make sense why these shows fell flat this season. Just gotta say it. Is it worth my time to watch? I know.
So the last one, so how I saw on IMDb, the second one was rated the best, the first one was rated the second best, and the last one I think was rated the third best, and there was 5. And I said 6 previously, so I'd like to issue an apology for that.
Okay.
But
okay.
Oh, and real quick though, do you have a favorite episode out of all of the Black Mirrors?
No, but I have a least favorite episode, and it actually is not the new season.
Okay.
I thought I told. It's the first episode. I will get sick thinking about. I don't even want to.
Okay.
I watched that episode, and I couldn't watch Black Mirror for years. For years, I cried. That episode messed me up, and I was like, I don't want my brain to go there. And for years, I never watched again. I was like, I hate that show about the pig and the politician. Ugh. I'm like gagging, and I think just thinking about it.
Before Netflix owned it, too.
Yeah,
I believe.
Yeah.
I will say my favorite episode is the John Hamm White Christmas episode.
Oh, that is a good one.
It's really good. There's a few really good ones. So
yeah, where it's mind bending. It's a mind bending show. I highly recommend it. Even I don't regret watching this season. I had a higher bar set for these,
I will say the last episode, at first I was like, what the heck's going on with this? And then it became kind of sweet, I thought. I did enjoy
Salma Hayek part?
No, the last episode, the one you didn't see. I thought that whole Selma Hayek thing was hysterical. So that's
Yeah, you love a good meta story.
I do. You know that. Everyone knows that. And we will be right back.
This week's episode is brought to you by Dr. Theta's Community Guardian Node. Theta's premier community guardian node where you can stake your Theta if you don't run your own guardian node. Best of all, 100% uptime so you do not miss any rewards and 0 fees so you earn 100% of your T-Fuel. Trusted by Theta Labs, you can easily stake directly within your wallet. Simply go to the staking tab, choose Delegated Guardian Node, and find Dr. Theta's Guardian Node. Quick, simple, reliable, and best of all, safe, as the coins never leave your wallet. Stake with the doc today. This week's episode is brought to you by GuardiansOfTheta.com, offering 0% one-click Theta Guardian staking with random monthly token giveaways. Guardians also airdropped everyone staking with him an NFT that you're able to stake and earn T-Vibe. 100% uptime, 0 fees, random giveaways, what's not to love? Stop paying 4% and come join the fam with Guardians of Theta.
Papa Max, yeah. Papa Max. Papa Max Podcast. Papa Max Podcast.
Okay, we do have 23 minutes left, so we should move on from Black.
Okay, moving on.
Should we talk about the conferences I have coming up?
Yes, because
Do
we need
people
to figure
care?
out what you do. Yeah, because we want to know what you do.
Oh, right. Okay. So you can ask me questions, but I will tell you the one that I'm going to next week is in London at the Emirates Stadium, which I learned is not the Emiratis Stadium. It's Emirates in London. Did you know that?
I think I knew that.
I heard somebody call it Emiratis. I don't know who that asshole was because then I said it. I thought I was saying it wrong.
Oh,
And then
God.
Someone the other day looks at me, my neighbor from London. I told him about this. He looks at me and he goes, "It's Emirates."
Yeah, aren't they like an airline or something?
Yeah. Well,
Buddy will fact
You know,
check
I-
us. So
it is. It is. Oh yeah, you can count on Betty. It is. It's one of 2 flag carriers. Okay. Anyways, so this conference is there next week in London, the new stadium, new-ish, I think. And let's see, it's Europe's leading event on creating engaging digital experiences in sports, entertainment, and gaming. And it's got a really good lineup. Some of our partners, I think, will be there. Different offices, though, of our partners, so it'd be good for me to meet with them. But it says it is the place to craft digital experiences that convert and drive revenue. So I'm doing a keynote, which I don't know what to expect, but I think there's a lot of keynotes. But point being, I have to do like a one-to-many speech, which, I don't know if I am going to get more nerve-wracked based off that or like a panel. I think the panels that I do are a little more nerve-wracking, so you just don't know what curveball you're going to get. Anyways, I'm doing a keynote on like the future of content creation, distribution, and monetization with video. And they've asked me to just talk about my background and, a lot of this stuff that you guys have heard me talk about on podcasts. Not this podcast. I always talk about cool stuff on this
Better podcast. Yeah.
I just talk about Nona, plants, Pam, and stuff on this podcast because it's fun. The other ones I have to take very seriously and do my business pitch.
Yeah, I've seen some of you on some different panels, and I think the frustrating thing watching is you might be the perfect person to answer the one question, and then somebody else takes it, and then they
Totally.
go off, and then by the time you're ready to talk about it, they're like, "Well, we want to ask you another different question."
Oh yeah, that happened. I forgot. And wasn't that the same panel? That one about somebody was like talking about something completely off base that was not in the question, and then they're like, "Andrea," and I just very humbly said, "What was the question again?" Like I'm trying to listen to what this person's saying, and I realized that nobody's actually conversing on these panels a lot of the time. I did just go to one at LMU that was awesome with Justin Trevor Winters was on the panel.
Friend of the
and so is
podcast.
John. friend of the Pinecast, and John
Yeah.
Artinasa, future friend of the Pinecast.
Hopefully.
2 stars. Yes. And we're going to make that happen. That panel was really good. So I'm not talking about that one, but other
Mhm.
panels can be where, like, I want to have a conversation that give the people what they want. They want to see you interacting, not giving speeches. And I just realized most of these people on the panels, they're not going to answer a question. They're going to give you the same answer no matter what question you ask them, because they want to do their, spiel and pitch and hot take on the industry. And so that's what happened a lot of the time. I'm like, wait, what was the question again? Because I'm genuinely trying to listen to people's answers so that I can respond to their answers. And every time I just shoot myself in the foot. So I think I've decided in some of these panels, I'm just going to start immediately. They're going to be like, tell me about your background. I'm going to be like, well, Theta launched the mainnet in December 2022, and just immediately go into subchains and not even answer questions anymore. Just straight to the pitch.
That's a play on. A lot of people do that.
I got to figure out what the balance is. It's got to be, I guess, a little bit of both.
People on these panels, they need to figure out a good buzzword to normal word ratio that someone can actually consume, because there's a lot of buzzwords or acronyms that come out, and I don't know what's going on. I think I've chimed in on you for a couple acronyms before, but because I'm not in the biz.
Well, you kind of are now.
Biz adjacent.
Yeah, complimentary. I mean, you're the press, so you're the media, so you're media and entertainment. Bada boom, bada bing.
Debatable, but I'll take it.
Well, so this conference I am excited about. It will be a good one, and it's a good challenge. I've written like 3 different presentations for it, though. It's so hard when you're doing like a one-to-many presentation, because you can't like kind of see how people are responding and things like, I have to give this like formal speech or something. And I was asked to do my background, what Theta is doing and why it's important, our focus, but I'm supposed to educate a lot of they're traditional media and entertainment executives. So they're new to Web3. They know what it is, and maybe they've done something in Web3, but I have to speak to them very high level of like the impact of things like NFT DRM. And I could talk about that for hours. So I have to like overgeneralize it and trim it down for this. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I got to get it done today because I have to
NFTs or UDCs?
That's exactly what I need. Maybe that's the headline of my speech.
Unique digital contracts, as you say.
Right. Stop trying to make NFTs happen.
They're not. I mean, we've tried.
And I don't think digital collectibles is the answer, because I think I've found that people who hate NFTs hate digital collectibles more because they feel like you're trying to pull one over on them. They know what they know a digital collectible is an NFT. And then they're mad that you're like, no, it's not an NFT, it's a digital collectible. They're like, stop lying. You're all liars. Like, so I just don't even say either. I just say, what do you call? You heard me say this at ThetaCon. Oh no, you were gone that day.
Oh,
on Sunday during the AMA to somebody.
I was at the airport already.
Yeah, well, Popper and I are having the time of our lives. But I, like, open up your Apple Wallet, like, show me what's in your Apple Wallet. And what do you call that? And I'm like, my credit card. And what do you call that? It's my airline ticket, my hotel room key. And I was like, yeah, but those are digital passes, right? And so I just like start there. So that's like kind of the way that I flip the script on people who are skeptical of like NFTs and everything. I just start from a completely different approach of like, do you know how your Apple Wallet works? I bet you don't. And you don't care, do you? Because it works. And I just try to have that conversation.
And
what was the question?
You're not on a panel. I think I brought up, I don't even remember what the question was, but you were talking about the panels.
I was thinking about this conference. I'm excited. So Accenture is it's called Seg3. You can check it out seg3.com, and it's presented by Accenture, which is like a big, how would I define Accenture for those who are not in the biz? It's an Irish American professional services company that's based in Dublin, specializing in information technology services and consulting. So it's a Fortune Global 500 company. And yeah, Accenture's a powerhouse. So it's really cool they're putting this on. They're very influential. So it's good that they're leading a Web3 conference for sure.
And I heard they're really into it because one time I was reading, I believe that they were being scrutinized for their workforce, and then they increased their workforce and they doubling down. No, it didn't work.
Is this why you edit? So you can edit out your bad jokes.
That does happen. That does happen.
So then after London, believe it or not, you might have to cut this out, but I will be taking 2 days off of work.
Oh, oh boy.
So I'm gonna go see Nona's my family, but Nona's nieces and nephews in London. God, no, sorry,
In London?
Italy. No,
Oh, okay.
no, in it, and
That makes more sense.
Yeah, in Italy, and I'm excited. Some of my family will be there, like my sister and brother-in-law. That my parents are coincidentally going to be there too, so that will be really fun. And I don't want to hear anybody talk about. I'm sick of Andrea's tweets from Italy or where's Andrea gone? She should be working because California law gives me time off. Okay, so I have to take it. That stuff does not roll over.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, so I'll be going to Italy for a few days, and then I'm going to go to Barcelona to go to ETH Barcelona. So that's really interesting. I haven't been to like an ETH conference. So, oh, I'm sorry. I even said it wrong. It's ETH Barcelona. I've been waiting to say that out loud. Say it, Max.
I am not, but I won't.
You say what? Where am I going? I need you to tell me what's my second conference in 2 weeks.
It's in Spain.
Come on, try it.
Okay, well, time out. Just before I try it, are you familiar with The Lonely Island?
Is that like an Andy Samberg song?
Yep. Well, they're well, yes and no. So he does this. There's this movie that you need to check out, and I know you won't because I'm suggesting it to you, but in this movie, I think it was like a 2016 or 2017 movie, Judd Apatow produced it, and they basically lost like a ton of, they basically funded it. They didn't really make any money on it, but it's like a mockumentary about this band that they were like not a boy band kind of, and then they broke up, and then Andy Samberg becomes this like Justin Bieber type character where he's just so out of touch with everything. But
what is it called?
It's called Pop Star Never Stop Never Stoppin'.
Oh, it was on the airplane. I will be watching that. And I was like, please, yeah, that has to be like a play on Justin Bieber, and it looked funny, but I didn't even click on it. So I will watch that.
They did and so they're going over his tour for his new album that he released, and he's over, I guess, in Spain, and it inspired him to do a song because he says, I noticed when I was in Spain, everyone has this lisp, and so they cut, and so the whole. Where you're going. This is where I was going with that. They kept like accentuating the accent, which he called a lisp, of how they pronounce things.
Okay, so say it. So what's the conference?
It's ETH Barcelona. ETH Barcelona.
No, say it right. Say it right. Just
I don't
do
know.
it.
ETH Barcelona? No?
Yes. No, 100 times yes. So I'm also speaking at ETH Barcelona. I can't say it without laughing. It's so good. And I'm excited about that one too. I'm getting something about Hollywood and 3.0 and what to expect, and of course, what Theta's doing. So that will be fun. And there's
You're not doing anything about DeFi?
We'll see. I might. It depends what panel I'm on, right?
Right.
You never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, I saw them when they tweeted these different speakers out You were the first one that
I know. What did you call
they
that? The
tweeted out.
headliner?
Yeah, the
It's pretty
headliner
cool.
of the headliners. That should be
Kind
the
of like
headline.
this episode.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm here. I don't know why I'm allowed to talk, but this is your show, so.
Well, what else should we talk about?
Did you want to talk about the LMU event?
Sure. I mean, what do the tens of tens like want to hear? You know,
Well,
what
tens
do
of
they
tens are
want to?
also big Berry fans, so they just they just want to know, hey, what's going on?
Oh, let's see. Pam is currently sleeping on my feet. I'm at Theta headquarters.
Shout
This
out.
week yep, shout out HQ. I am in a little production room. Actually, I think you all know it's with the turning around the Theta hoodies and hats hanging behind me. You know what I'm talking about, I think, right?
I know what you're talking. Yes. So
Yeah,
you're
so
there.
I hooked up this microphone to step my game up to show Popper when he listens what a real microphone sounds like. Just putting it out there. You should do a poll. Who thinks Popper should get a professional microphone?
Can I tell you about our pal Popper? So
You can tell me anything.
I mean, you could say coincidence, but sometimes me and him have arguments. I don't know if you know this, and then it will go to
Never
a
noticed.
poll. Yeah, and sometimes it gets dragged out to a poll. And usually what's going and maybe like whatever the poll is, it's usually a day. If it's 3 days, I don't know. We haven't had any blowouts lately. But so usually I'm leading by a healthy margin. You can tell it's voted by tens and tens of people because like you're lucky if there's like 15 or 20 people voting on it. But then what happens is, so it looks like everyone agrees with me. I wake up in the morning and that's when like the poll ends or whatever, and I lose by 100. I think he has a bot
Don't
army.
say it. I knew you were gonna say it.
Because every time,
of course, you say it when he's not on the episode. You said it just so you're not getting an earful right now. You think this is a safe place. I'm not gonna let it fly.
I have receipts of like the voting at this time and this time, and there'll be other polls that I post that aren't Popper involved, and they have the about same amount of votes as who.
Well, maybe
when I was
just
leading.
Team Popper is on European time zone. Have you ever thought about that?
No.
Australia time zone, any time zone that's not in the US.
Magnum's huge, and actually Magnum ice cream is from Italy. Shout out. And
Wait, the Magnum bars.
Yes,
that have like spiders in them.
I don't know about spiders.
Oh boy, I'm gonna find you some pictures you don't want to see.
Because so you know how the Secret Pineapple Society, the Pines are in the metaverse over on the Nemesis. So there is, and the Nemesis has a bunch of different metaverses you can go to and from. And one of them is Magnum Pleasureland, that is done by Magnum Ice Cream. And there's like different. It's like a whole like kind of like a Willy Wonka outdoors style metaverse of ice cream.
Oh, because I'm looking at if Magnum really made in Italy, and it says there's a Magnum Pleasure store, and I'm like, what is that? And it's actually the ice cream store. And you're telling me this about this metaverse, my brain hurts. I told you I'm hungover. I don't appreciate this. Mind confuser. It's exhausting.
I thought it was straightforward. I think a lot of people that are in the Nemesis, they realize Magnum. But I've reached out to
Excuse me, sir.
What?
Sir, Magnum is a brand of ice cream in the company's namesake, originally developed and produced by Frisco in Aarhus, Denmark. That would not be Italian, and I'm going to tell Mona. I'm going to tell Nona on you.
I may have been developed. I mean, they invented the light bulb, I think, in New Jersey, but they have them all over the place now. You know?
Well, you said, roll the tape. You said that they're made in Italy.
I said it's an Italian company.
Is it an Italian company? Because it sounds Dutch.
You're Dutch. Magnum.
You know what? This is a question for Bard. is Magnum ice cream.
Well, Wikipedia is saying Belgian brand of ice cream, but the questions were in
done.
Italian. The questions to answer, in the metaverse were Italian.
Okay, I get it. So now we have a bone to pick with the metaverse.
No, my whole thing was, I reached out to them as Magnum Pineapple, and that would seem like a perfect advertising darling, and
Not everyone
just
sees your pun so clearly though.
I mean, it's like they put me in the freezer. They gave me the cold shoulder. I got no love from Magnum International, Magnum US, or the Pleasure Land and proper of Magnum, but no affiliation yet. But I would love to sell out for something that has a good name thing for that.
Did you know that there's a Magnum pineapple flavor ice cream that was introduced in 2018?
A Magnum pineapple?
Oh, yeah. Wait, pineapple ice cream sounds good, right? But it's coated in milk chocolate and then dipped in a crunchy golden pineapple coating. I'm not sold. I don't think I'm going to speak for Popper. It's a no for us. It's a no. That's a no.
We'll get his opinion. I mean, depending on how mad he is at you, we'll see what side he comes on. But
what is he going to be mad at me about?
I don't know. He's always mad.
He's not good. I mean, he better not be mad at taking his spot on this show. I told you, only if Pops approves.
We cleared it through Popper. I think he was glad, and I give him family time. I don't take any personal time. I'm always at his whim usually, as a few people know, and but want to be. It's he needs the break, and his wife is a big Team Magnum fan. It sounds like so.
No shock there. No shock there.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, I mean, yeah, and so like I said, it's funny. Maybe we can cut this out, but do you remember the picture I sent you of him in the cheerleading attire? Yeah, from like Saturday Live.
Yeah, I fucking forgot. That's right.
And now he's going to a gymnastics competition. I picture him
so funny.
I picture him like who was it? Vince Vaughn in Old School?
Like, yes,
smoking.
Exactly. I imagine with like a whistle around his neck too, and like a sweatband being like, let's go, run the drill, run it again, run it from the top.
Well, do you remember though? They got selected. I think Jeremy Piven's character had to select who was doing the gymnastics portion, and he did the one where there's like those rings come down. I think it's called Rings. Does that sound right? I didn't watch the Olympics, but he's just there. His arms are parallel with the rings, and he's smoking a cigarette.
Oh. I really hope they win the competition.
Yeah, I think it's his year. I think it's Popper's year to win this competition.
Hold on. I have a phone call I'm going to take. One second.
And we will be right back.
You know this person. Hi, Adrian. How are you? Good. I'm co-hosting the Pinecast this week because Popper is on vacation. I know. Can I call you back in 5 minutes? I'm just wrapping up now. Okay. I'll call you back in a few minutes. Bye. Soundbite, right?
What's that?
See, I do work.
I know you work.
When I'm not hosting this show, I do work. I'm actually a little bit of a workaholic. It's a little concerning.
I know you are because you're always busy and you don't always have time to respond to my funny memes. So I know you're busy. Who would not respond to them if they had time? That's what I know.
Oh, this international trip is gonna make me more of a workaholic because time really will be irrelevant. Like I use like earplugs and an iMac and just that, like when I'm supposed to sleep, I'm supposed to sleep whether I sleep or not. Like I hold still. They just like make it black and quiet, I guess. I don't know. Anyways. So then what's going to happen is I'm going to operate on like 4 hours of sleep. I just know it. This is what happens when I go to New York. I sleep for 3-4 hours is just like a machine. I can't, there's so much work to be done and there's like people to meet and things to do. I can't sleep when it's like a work trip. It's like go time. So internationally, this is going to really mess me up because there'll be people awake in the middle of the night in the US that I can talk to and work with. And then during the day, obviously, I'm going to be at these conferences and doing all these meetings. Oh my God, my head hurts just thinking about it. People are going to be like, I doubt it. She's going to the spa.
Well, that's not.
Sometimes on Saturdays, I do go to the spa.
And you try to, right. I'll just leave it at that. So you go to the spa on the weekend.
Only on the weekends. Yeah.
Is there anything on the horizon you want to mention or tease?
Ooh,
by chance?
Good question.
Did you see the Decrypt article the other day?
Oh, yes. Let's shout out to Rob Feldman. That was such a good piece. It made me so happy. And I feel like they captured all of it so nicely. Like Sander Lutz, shout out. He is awesome. I'm trying to get him to come to ThetaCon. So maybe this is like a good PSA to the tens of tens that should get, some messaging out on Twitter to get Sander to ThetaCon to cover it. Because he did a really good piece on An Irish Goodbye, the Academy Award winning film that was in.
It was on Medican. I saw that.
Yes, it was. And so Sander did, and it was like published the day of the Academy Awards, where Sander did a piece just like the one he did on Rob. And he did it on Nick Sadler. And he's the producer who won the award, obviously. But everybody should go check that out. It's called Web3 Producer Goes Hollywood, as his short film An Irish Goodbye wins an Oscar. It's so good and it's really funny. And so this was like what I was hoping he would kind of do with Rob, and he absolutely did, crushed it. And I think he did a cool job of just like the photos were amazing. The photographer that came with him was really cool. I got to go and hang out during it. So I went for like a couple hours, and yes, I brought my computer and I was working the whole time. Thank you very much. But I was sitting there and I was like watching Rob like laugh, cry, and it was so awesome. Just like him and John Grice was just
Laszlo Holyfield from Real Genius, the 1980s smash hit.
Yeah, so it was awesome. Anyways, I just think that was so cool, the Decrypt piece. And yeah, Sander usually just takes like the humanizing kind of perspective of Web3 stories. So that was really cool. And I love that he did a little dig at like, you have NFTs to thank for it. Because as you know, on Reddit, everyone went absolutely bonkers when this announcement came up that the crew and the Napoleon Dynamite crew was going to get back together for a series. Everybody in the public world just lost their minds when they heard the word NFTs. I remember I tried to respond to some of them on Reddit, and I was like, why am I even trying? I can't. I got to just convert the executives first and the business folks in the enterprise world. Those are the first people.
I've been on Reddit forever. I think I made a comment the other day and I got 5 upvotes. I think that's the most I've ever gotten. I don't have good Reddit cred, but I've been there. I'm an OG Redditor, but
how many years? Open up your app.
It will tell me, right?
Yeah, let's see.
All right, let's see.
My money's on me.
Oh, okay. Reddit.
Okay, everybody, here's your chance to put in your...
Okay, I'm 11-year-old Reddit age.
Yeah, I have... No, don't even... You're not winning yet. I just forgot that...
I got 16 karma. I don't know what that is.
I don't know what... It logged me out. Are you kidding me? Hold on, let me try to do it on my browser. 11 years ago was what year?
It roughly... 2012, I would say. Roughly.
We might be tied, but I have to figure out what my password is. This is...
I
hate
when's
this.
the last time they changed it where they had something like a year or so ago where you had to change like everything?
Oh, yeah. So that's when I started my, what do you call my W3 Andrea account? You follow me on Reddit. W3
Oh,
Andrea,
I have the actual date here. January 11th, 2012.
Oh my God, this is
And
so
I have
good.
0 followers. So I'm pretty active on Reddit.
Trying to reset my password now. Fingers crossed I still have access to this email.
It's probably on your Yahoo.
It is. No, it's on Hotmail. Oh my God. Last update is January. Damn it. Cannot get mail. Well, this will just have to be a nice cliffhanger moment.
Okay.
We have the
The tens
date.
and
Your date's
tens.
not going anywhere. We'll leave it up to the community to decide. Just know I am a tech savvy, progressive innovator. So I think my money's on me. But not what I want to bet is how I bet we're within 90 days. That's kind of where I want to make a lot.
I mean, I probably joined for the memes. Like,
yeah.
how-
Well, and Reddit
was it-
is kind of like old man, like newspaper style, which I feel like is your vibe.
Yeah, but all the classic memes, I think I enjoyed on there back in the day, and that's probably why I had the account. And you know, which translates today because you know I've been threatened with lawsuits because I meme too hard. So, but that's another topic for another day.
Oh man. Okay, I have to get back to work.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm gonna get in trouble.
Do you want to sign me off since you're the host?
How do I do that? Over to you.
Magnum, thanks for coming in today.
Yeah. Mags, thanks for coming on my show today. It was a pleasure. I'll consider you a guest in the future. But as you know, content policy is we can only have one person on once as a guest. So you will not be invited back.
Sounds good. Hopefully I don't have to edit.
I'm just kidding. I took a dark turn. I don't know why. It's Friday. I need some Advil and some water.
All right. Well, appreciate you helping out with this low-rated Pinecast.
Always. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Thanks again.
Of course.
You have been listening to the Pops and Mags Pinecast. Music provided by Sushi Cat. Like what you hear? Send that cat a very nicely worded compliment on Twitter at JustAddSpam. Pops and Mags is a Scumbag Hat production in association with Pam's Day Spa.